This is why you should keep your sunroof closed. As reported by the Canadian press, a woman in Canada is claiming that an afternoon drive last month turned into a devastating experience for her and her son when she says human feces fell from the sky and into her eyes. 53-year-old Susan Allen says she and her 21-year-old son Travis Sweet were in their car, returning from having lunch with their mother, when something really smelly fell through the sunroof of their car and onto their faces. According to Allen, the substance appeared to have fallen from a plane that was flying overhead, with the icky stuff covering their car. She claims that what was later suspected to be human poop fell right into their eyes. Allen says she and her son went to a car wash where they sprayed themselves off before calling KELOWNA Airport to report what happened. An administrator reportedly told her Transport Canada would be investigating, but it was possible the goo falling from the sky was frozen lavatory waste, otherwise known as blue ice. There are a lot of gross things in this world.
Yes, there's a photo. A Michigan mother may be looking to quit fast food as a New Year's resolution after discovering her fish sandwich came with extra protein. After getting McDonald's takeout on Wednesday night, the woman took a bite out of her filet-o-fish before picking it apart as part of her usual routine. While inspecting the deep-fried patty, she found a worm weaved between the fish and its breading. Ew! The woman went back to the store to complain, but they could only offer her a refund and a corporate number to call. She declined the refund, as well as an attempt to take the tainted sandwich away, supposedly for testing. Instead, the woman stored the wormy patty in her freezer for safekeeping. McDonald's corporate seems to have made contact, though whether or not the issue has been resolved remains unclear.
I think I've got something in my eye. A woman from Oregon got the shock of her life after discovering what was really irritating her eye: worms. Thalasia gullosa are parasitic worms typically found in cattle. They live on the surface of the eyeball and produce larvae that stay in the tears. Face flies that feed off the animal's eye secretions ingest the larvae, which develop into a more advanced stage while in the fly's digestive system. The worms can enter a human host when an infected fly lands close to or in a person's eye. So far, only 10 other cases of eye worms have been reported in the US, with none caused by Thalasia gullosa until now. Eye worms can be killed with anti-parasitic medicine, but may cause scarring. As such, patients are advised to just monitor the eyes and remove any worms. The parasites have been known to cause vision loss and blindness in animals, but fortunately not in people.
Hungry squirrel has mouse over for lunch. If you're easily grossed out by the sight of Mother Nature and all her raw and unadulterated glory, then perhaps it's time to look away now. But for those of you who think the natural world is completely awesome, stay tuned for this one. The stunningly clear video footage captures the scene of a hungry and determined squirrel chowing down on an unfortunate mouse. And you thought squirrels were vegetarians. Well, apparently not. So yes, while it's true that squirrels love nuts, they're not exactly what you'd call fussy eaters. And although several varieties of the species are in fact herbivores that live on a plant-based diet, many squirrels are omnivores, with an unequivocal taste for meat. Some ground squirrels like nothing better than scarfing down on insects, worms, and even small mice. And entrails. This guy is a true gourmet, who clearly knows which part of the animal tastes best. Yep, seems like our furry friend is really enjoying his lunch, and watching this is making me kinda hungry. Anyway, it's unknown where the video was filmed, but mouse-eating ground squirrels are commonly found in California. Unfortunately for the squirrels, however, the Golden State is also home to many of its natural predators. So even if watching this video makes you feel a bit queasy, don't begrudge Mr. Squirrel his lunch, because it's probably only a matter of time before he ends up on somebody else's dinner plate. Ah, the circle of life. Beautiful, don't you think?
Great, I just had a muffin. A tweet by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention about ticks grossed out the internet this week, causing the post to go viral. In a tweet from May 4th, the CDC tweeted a photo of a tasty poppy seed muffin. Yum. Wait a second, are those ticks? As May is approaching again in the US, it means the start of a 3-month span during which more people will get tick bites. The CDC used a photo of a poppy muffin to compare the size of a tick to a poppy seed, then asked Twitter users to see if they could spot where 5 ticks were on the tasty treat. Can you spot them? These tiny critters carry numerous diseases, most notably Lyme disease. Such diseases are transmitted through the tick's saliva. If not treated, Lyme disease can produce severe arthritis or cause neurological or cardiac problems. The CDC attached a link in the post to show how to prevent tick bites, like pour peppermint oil or Vaseline on the tick to release it from the skin. The article also explains how to avoid ticks by avoiding wooded areas and provided instructions on how to wash your clothes after spending a day outside. But grossed out Twitter users instead focused on the muffin, saying they may never see poppy seed muffins the same way again. Comments range from, "I will never be able to eat poppy seed again," to "potlucks at the CDC must be a hoot," and "can't get tick bites if you're biting them." On Monday, the CDC responded to the reactions with this post, "Sorry, we ticked some of you off. Don't let a tick bite ruin your summer."
Live cockroach removed from Chinese woman's ear. A woman in China received a doctor's diagnosis that will make your skin crawl. Video of the emergency procedure surfaced on December 6th and is making the entire internet squirm. The woman says one day she felt something fly into her ear. She could feel it buzzing around in there, but she just couldn't get to it. She says its wings were flapping and the pain and discomfort she was feeling became unbearable. When she went to the doctor's office, physicians used an endoscope to get a better look at the problem. Inside, they found a nasty intruder, making a commotion deep in the woman's eardrum. The doctors sprayed her ear with a chemical to calm the bug down. They used tweezers to get up in there and carefully yank the trespasser from her ear. It awoke a short time later, fully alive. Doctors believe the creepy crawler may have been attracted to the woman's warm ear as a result of food being left by the bed. Let that be a lesson to us all. No eating in bed.
U.S. cities experiencing influx of new residents. Bed bugs. Everything is on the up and up in the U.S. You can't deny that. The numbers coming out of the bedbug sector are especially strong and should continue to climb. Baltimore has ranked #1 on Oregon's annual Top 50 Bedbug Cities list for a second straight year. Baltimore was followed by Washington, Chicago, Los Angeles, and Columbus. Bedbug numbers were reduced after World War II, but have since made a comeback due to increased traveling, regulatory restrictions on insecticides such as DDT, and tolerance to organic pesticides. One research firm found that the bedbug control industry was worth around $611.2 million in 2016, with some analysts estimating industry revenue could hit $1 billion in 5 years. According to one report, hotels spend on average $6,383 per bedbug incident, which includes the replacement cost for soft goods, treatment, and lost business.
Someone clearly hasn't gargled. Ever. A video guaranteed to make you hurl has popped up on the interwebs, and it's so horrific it might give you nightmares. And what is probably the worst workday ever, a dentist had to confront this nasty mouth and took a video to share the trauma with the rest of us. The disgusting footage starts innocently enough, just a black mass inside a man's mouth, no big deal. But things start getting rough when the mass starts wriggling. It's alive! Are they maggots, tadpoles, mini alien facehuggers about to bust out? No one knows for sure, but it looks like it could be maggots. Whatever it is, it sure does give you a compelling reason to brush, floss, and gargle. This'll make your skin crawl. Periplanta americana, the American cockroach. These pests can be found in sewers, walls, beds, floors, cereals, and all sorts of nooks and crannies. And going by a video from electronic repair experts Tronics Fix, they also nest inside PlayStation 4s. According to Gizmodo, who spoke to several repairmen about the problem, it's more common than you'd expect. And before all you PS4 haters begin your trolling, it's worth mentioning cockroaches have been found in other consoles as well, okay? But the PS4 is apparently choice accommodation, as the vents are ideally located for the bugs to come and go as they please. The power supply is warm enough to keep the bugs feeling toasty. They do eventually get zapped by the inner workings of Sony's console, but then their corpses and poop melt into the hardware. Apparently, the roaches nest, grow up, poop, mate, have babies, which then themselves all grow up and mate and have babies and poop. And this insect orgy poop and death cycle goes on and on until your PS4 just can't take the horror anymore and taps out. What's worse is that Sony reportedly won't repair bug-ridden PS4s, but several independent repairmen like Tronics Fix will.